Hello everyone, hello, welcome back. Now I know it's been a little bit of time, but we're still welcome back. We're here for round 16 of Moto2 this time. We're here at Japan this weekend. I'm just recording and saying this while loading in. So let me quickly put on Japan at Motegi. I'm not entirely sure we're gonna do too well, but I feel like this is a very different person who won this race. I don't think I've seen him yet this season. In Gonzalez, I don't believe I've seen Gonzalez yet. Just make sure there is no other Gonzalez's. Yeah. So in Moto2, Gonzalez. We have actually gone up by 2 because we won in MotoGP last weekend. So even if we had won earlier today, per se, in MotoGP, I'm not saying the result. I may have won, may not have won. You have to watch that if you want to find out. But if say we did win, we wouldn't push it up this week. It'd be for next week. Okay, just for all races next week. So it'd stay on 66 for this one, but next week could be 68. But yeah, that's all I really need to say. If you guys enjoy, like always, I will shut the fuck up. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment maybe. See if you want to have a different
Hello
game
and welcome to the far east of Asia. We are live from the Motegi circuit for the Japanese Grand Prix. In a few moments, we'll move to the main straight to watch the start of the Moto2 race. Our director takes us to the starting grid where riders are trying to maintain their concentration before the start of the race. The weather is clear and temperatures are far from extreme. However, tyre wear will play a very important factor in today's race. That's why lots of riders have been using medium tyres in the front and rear. The riders are all lined up on the starting grid. Just a few moments more and the lights at Motegi will go out to start the As the riders return to the pits, let's take a look at the final results of this Moto2 race.